Hello guys, welcome back. Hope you people are doing well. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and if you have not subscribed, please kindly do so to support me. So today we are going to learn how to cut and sew this beautiful crossbody bag that you are seeing here. So without taking much of your time, let's go to our cutting table. Okay, today's tutorial we are using this leather. This leather is what we are using. Actually, this leather is in pieces. It's pieces leather that I remained last time that I did some work. So when I looked at it, I was like, I can form something from all these pieces. So that's why you see it this way. This is not actually what I planned for this. Just I don't want these leathers to be wasted. So I'm using this for the back. These two pieces, I'm using it for the back. So I'm going to put a zip. I'm going to create a zip here. By the time I'm done putting my zip, I will use the front to shape this back. So what I have here is this is 6 inches by 11, while this is 2 3/4 inches by 10 3/4. So it's not equal. This one is longer. So by the time I'm done sewing my zip, I will shape everything. It will be equal. This is for the back. Then for the front, I'm using these two. For the front, I'm putting a zip here also. And what I have here is 7.5 inches by 8 3/4. While this small one, I have 4 inches by 8 3/4. This is for the front. Then for the zipper gusset, this is what I have for the zipper gusset. Together this way, I have 3 inches. So I now cut it into 2. So this is for the down gusset. I also have here 3 inches. So the length, I don't know this length, like I told you, that is pieces leather. So this, by the time I'm done sewing my zipper, I will measure what I have round to know whether this will be enough for the gusset. If it will not be enough, I will reduce the length of my bag. So now we are going to start our sewing. I'm going to bring my zip cloth. This is the zip cloth I'm using for this. This is size 5 zip cloth. So I'm going to put my zip cloth this way. The right side will face the right side of my leather. Then I'll put my lining. My lining will be up the zip cloth this way. I will sew it down. After sewing, I will turn it and top stitch. Then for this, I will not allow the zip cloth to get to the end. So I'm using this leather. So I'm going to cut out like 7 inches or 8 inches zip cloth. So when I cut the 8 inches zip cloth, I will put my leather here this way. On the zip cloth this way, put lining here. I will sew it and I will turn it and top stitch it round. I will do it on this side of the 8 inches. I'm cutting 8 inches zip cloth for this. I'm going to sew it. I'll put it this way. Put my lining on. I'll cut a lining of the same size. I'll put it under and sew. This leather I have here for my zip stopper. This is called zip stopper. The length I have here is 2 inches, while the width is 1.5 inches, and I have 2 pieces of it. So now let's get started. Okay, I'm done sewing it. You can see what I have. See the back. I'm done top stitching it round. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring the second leather, which is this. So my zipper, I'll place the right side facing each other. Make sure that this one is equal with this on both sides. Then I'll put my lining on top and stitch. After stitching, I'll flip it over and top stitch the way I did on this one. That is for this. So also this, you can see I've sewn my zipper stopper. Don't forget to put your zip head, it's very important. I did it off camera. So now I'm going to bring this. In fact, I will fold this into two. I will notch here to get the midpoint. I will also fold this into two. This joint point will be together. I will also notch it on both sides. So when I'm done doing that, I'll put it together this way. You see, it's equal on both sides. I'll make sure that my notch points are together. Then I will bring my lining for it. This lining, I'm using it for the boat. So I'll put my lining on top and sew. After sewing, I will turn it over and also top stitch. Okay, I'm done sewing it. This is what I have now. So the next thing is to fix my zip head. So I'm going to keep this aside. And you can see this also, I'm done sewing it. This is what I have. So I'm going to bring the second part. I'll put it this way. Then I'll put it, my zip, the right side of my zip will face the right side of my lining this way. Then I will sew it down. After sewing it down, I will flip it over and top stitch the way I did on this side. Now, I'm going to take the measurement I want for this bag. The measurement, the length I want for this bag. Okay, I want the length to be 10 inches. This is 10 inches. $10. 10 inches. So I'll connect it as a straight line. So I'm going to cut off this, but before I will trim it off, I will run a stitch line on it. I will run a stitch line on it. So when I will be trimming it, I will not cut exactly on this line. I will give a little bit space to cut it off. So you can see I run a stitch line on it. So I'm going to take the measurement of what I have here. Here I have exactly 8.5. So I'm going to take 8.5 here. Here also I'll take 8.5. I'll come here, I'll take 8.5. Why I'm taking the 8.5 from this side is because here it's aligned together here. This side is equal. While this place, you see that this is wider than this. So that's why I'm cutting off from this side. So now that I've got to my 8.5, I'll just put my ruler on it this way and shape it. So I'm running a stitch line here also. So now I'm going to cut off the excess. As you can see, I've also fixed my zip head. So I'm trimming off the excess now. So on this side, I'll just trim off the excess zip clothes. So here I'm also going to cut it off. This is what I have now. So now I'm going to shape it both up and down. Up I'm using 3/4 inches. I'm taking 3/4 inches here. Here also I'm going to take 3/4 inches. So I will connect it with a curve this way. So when I trim it off, I'll use it to shape here. So on the down side, I'm taking 1/2 inch. I'll also take 1/2 inch here. So I'll connect it. So I'll trim it off. When I trim it off, I use it to shape here. What I did here is what I'm going to do on the back also. I will shape up with 3/4 inch, shape down with 1/2 inch. This is the back now. This is what I have for the back. So remember when we measured, this was longer than this, and this is the excess. So I'm going to trim off the excess now. So this is what you have for the back. Okay guys, you can see I've done shaping my front leather. So I'm going to bring the back leather, which is this, now place my front leather on it. So I'm shaping from this small size. This one I'm not touching this side, I'm working on this side. So I'll just put my leather. Make sure that the space you have from this zip stopper to here will be the same from this zip stopper to here. So you take note of that. As you can see, I've already marked mine. So I've already marked it. So that will be a guide for me. Then I'll put my leather. I'll make sure that it ends on this my marked line here. I'll clip it together here. On this side also. I will clip it together. Here also. I will also clip it together here. So now that I'm also done here, I will clip it together. So then I'll use my marker and trace it round. So now that I'm done tracing it now, I will remove all this my clip. Then I will use my scissors now to trim it. So this is it now, front and back. By the time I put it together now, you see that they will be equal. Have you seen it? It's equal now. So now, what I'm going to do now is I have to determine the midpoint of my leather. I have to notch it. Notch the midpoint, both up and down. I'll also do same to this back. Notch it up and down. So on this my front leather, I'm going to sew this belt to it. I'll just place it this way. You see what I just did? So I will stitch on it this way and also this way. So this is what I have now after sewing my belt on it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to pipe it. I'll put my lining under this way. I'll put my leather. Then I will bring my piping cord. From this midpoint, I'll put my piping cord and pipe it round. When I get to here, I will use leather to tape it. So what I did here is what I'm going to do to the back. So for the gusset, I'm also going to sew my handle, my belt handle to my gusset. This is the leather I'm using for that. I'll just put it in my D-ring this way, then I'll put it centralize it on my gusset this way. I'll make sure that the space I have from here to here and from here to here is the same. Then I will stitch it down. I will come to this side. I will also put it here and do the same thing. Make sure that the space on the two sides are equal. I will stitch it down. Mind you, look at the way my D-ring is facing. This is the way it will face. So this is what I'm going to do now. So you can see I've sewn my D-ring. This is what I have after sewing my D-ring. And also I have piped my front and back leather. I'm done piping it. This is what I have after piping it. So for the upper gusset, what I'm going to do is I will bring my lining. I bring my lining. This is my lining. I'll put it this way. I'll put my zip on top of my lining. Then I'll bring my gusset. Right side of my leather will be on top of the zip. Right side of the leather will face the right side of the zip. I will stitch it. After stitching it, I will flip it over and top stitch. So I'm done sewing it and top stitching it. So I'm going to sew the second part now. So this is my lining. I'll put my zip on top of my lining this way. My zip cloth on top of my lining. Then I'll put my leather this way. Make sure that your leather is equal with the first one that you have already sewn. So I will sew it straight. I will sew it down. After sewing it, I'll flip it over and top stitch it. So now I'm going to put this is the upper gusset. I'll place it on the down one this way. Then I'll get my lining. The right side of my lining will face the wrong side of my upper gusset. I'll put it this way. I will stitch it. I'll bring this one together also. Put the lining here and stitch. Then after stitching, I will turn it over and top stitch on the two sides. So I'm done joining it and top stitching it. You can see it. I've also stitched my lining to my down gusset. I've stitched it round. So this is what I have now. So now you can look at it. I've notched the midpoint both up and down. What I did is that I brought the two joint points together this way. Then I now notch here and also notch here. I did same here also and here also. So now I'm going to sew it to my front and back leather. So for this my back leather, this zip head is the up. So this my zipper has to be on the up. I'll get the midpoint. This is the midpoint. I'll match the two together this way. Make sure that your two midpoints are together. I'll bring the down midpoint also and make sure that it's together here. So you see the way my gusset, I turn it to the wrong side. So this is it. Now I'll bring the front. This is the up. It has to be on the zipper side. I will also match the notch points together. I'll bring the down part also. I'll match the notch points together. Now that I'm done matching it together, I'll just arrange my leather around it. You see it, and so I'm going to take you to my sewing machine now. I'll just arrange my leather around it this way. I will sew it round. I will also sew this side round. So okay guys, this is what we have now after sewing it round. Okay guys, what we are going to do next now is to tape it round. I'll tape here around. I will also tape this side round. To make our work neat, you need to tape it round. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, I'm done taping our work. You can see it now. So now I'm going to turn it to the right side. So now I'm going to fix the handle. This is the belt I'm going to use. What I have here is about 48 inches long. So this is my adjuster. So I have to pass my belt through my adjuster first. So I'm going to put my belt this way. I will stitch it. So I'll put here also, pass it through my adjuster under the adjuster. So I will also stitch it here. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, this is our bag now. This is the finished work. This is what it look like. See it? So you can see the back. Okay, look at the back view. Look at it very well. Look at how beautiful it is. Look at it. This is your pocket. You can put your phone there. You can put your phone. See the front. Also another pocket. If you have watched to this extent and you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel to support me. Like my videos, share my videos. So thank you very much for watching. God bless you.